ReCore would stand out amongst Microsoft's catalogue of Xbox One exclusives as both a unique title and also because of the pedigree behind it. A collaboration between Concept and Armature Studio, the former led by Mega Man alumni Keiji Inafune, while the latter would involve former developers from retro studios of Metroid Prime fame. Sadly, for a number of reasons, ReCore would instead go down as a minor footnote in the console's library. However, like many modern games, an update has since offered some improvement. A couple of centuries into the future, the world is ruined by the Devil Dust disease, causing Earth to be rendered uninhabitable. As efforts to explore new planets led to Far Eden, Corebots tried to create the new world while survivors entered cryosleep. But Duel awakens to a barren world, with those Corebots now corrupted and stability systems offline. She, along with her robotic companion Mac, begin to explore the cause and try to find her father. Piecemeal storytelling isn't the greatest, with Duel proving a bland lead and her few acquaintances even more dull. But there is some appeal in this lost world, peppered with some cool touches of environmental storytelling, such as the remnants of the Corebot workforce left in ruin, adding something to the core.
You're the closest maintenance team, right? What happened, Dad? Where are you?
ReCore's progression bears a lot of similarities to both Mega Man and Metroid. Taking place in a sub-open world that's divided into a handful of large areas, each is populated with collectibles and dungeons which range from story to traversal challenges and combat arenas. Much of the progression revolves around finding prismatic cores, as dungeons are often blocked until you collect a certain amount. But like those aforementioned games, finding new upgrades for both Duel and her robotic companions allows you to collect even more cores. The world itself is a little bland in spots, and some of the navigation can be quite awkward, but it does emit some charm, like an early 6th gen title. Duel comes equipped with a rifle, initially loaded with a single bullet type. But as you progress, you earn a trio of colour-coded ammo which not only deals more damage to certain foes, but is also used to activate certain switches. Duel is also assisted by a Corebot, initially Mac in a K9 unit, but eventually finding 3 more, each opening previously blocked paths. K9 can dig into the ground for items, Ape can smash through objects, Spider's arachnid functions let you grind along certain gaps, and the last allows Duel to glide and use vents to launch into the air. Both dungeons and hub areas feature a plethora of blocked locations becoming available as you find these upgrades, incentivizing return visits. Not to mention, along with this extra freedom, the robo animations can be delightfully fun to watch.
Don't worry. We won't hurt you.
Sadly, no singular gameplay element of ReCore feels standout. Combat utilises a lock-on system and focuses on building combos, where chaining together damage allows Duel to instantly extract a core from a bot. Ally Corebots also join you in battle, with a lethal move which can help build said combo faster. However, it never grows particularly interesting, even when you factor in colour-coded foes and combos, and cheap encounters with bosses can test your patience rather than skill. Platforming is functional, and it can be fun to use your Exo's double jump to climb higher formations. Nevertheless, dungeons fail to capitalise on these strengths, with blandly linear designs and straightforward progression hardly incentivising a return visit. Optional dungeons come with secondary objectives, which reward bonuses depending on how many you complete at once, but they all follow the same formula and grow stale fast. It's ReCore's padded runtime that feels more egregious. As mentioned, prismatic cores are the key to opening up dungeons, both story related and optional. Multiple times through the short story, your journey will come to a halt as you're required to earn more cores. It grows increasingly tiring, reaching a crescendo with the final tower. A 5-floor gauntlet that each requires more cores to unlock, the last few hours of this one become dreary, tedious and unsatisfying. For players at launch who had to wade through lengthy load times, poorly placed collectibles and grinding to become strong enough to meet the requirements for this endgame, it likely proved the breaking point.
Obsidian cult!
The Obsidian Cult? Who are they?
ReCore was met with a mixed reaction, but a definitive edition update would launch just under a year later. In terms of additions, it offered a new story chapter revolving around a forgotten faction and their plan that has re-emerged after the ending of the base game. This takes you to a whole new region known as Starving Sea, with new dungeons to explore and a new core bot to unlock, the Tank Bot. It proves both adept in combat and also a way to traverse sinking sand safely. On top of this, a previously included region now has a sandstorm system, which presents new dungeons and collectibles to find. It's a great deal, and there's a plethora of mechanical and technical improvements, such as reduced loading, an increased number of fast travel points, and a reduced grind in reaching the endgame, make this the best way to experience ReCore, perhaps the version players should have received in 2016. Although, it must be noted, issues with certain elements still remain, such as combat. ReCore's apocalyptic world isn't wholly original, but there's some distinctive visual aspects nonetheless. The sandy terrain weaves and waves with your movements, the ruined terrain of a potential new world is well rendered, and lighting is attractive. Sun sandstorms, which completely cloud your vision, are the highlight. Nothing is amazingly detailed, and animations can be a touch rigid, but it looks solid. The only sore spot are the repetitive enemy designs, consisting of but a handful of robot types, and only worsening combat's lack of dynamism. The music is rather well done, proving bombastic during combat, yet melancholic during downtime as needed. Some tracks do stand out more than others, however. The acting and writing are acceptable, with nothing stand out despite the potentially rich world to dive into. The effects all hit the mark, such as sharp guns and robot squeals. ReCore certainly isn't the worst exclusive an Xbox console would see, but considering the raft of talent behind this one, it's also quite disappointing how the elements never form a cohesive whole. There's nothing bad in terms of gameplay or mechanics, but it doesn't excel at one element either, whether it's the thin storytelling, unfulfilling combat, or straightforward dungeon designs. Not even the improvements with the definitive edition could make this into a killer new IP. More forgiving gamers might be able to unearth a gem here, but otherwise, this one is probably best left to rust.
Doesn't look too bad, but I won't be able to fix it here. Can you make it back to the crawler? Okay. Let's go home.